First test is always difficult to judge from outside. Can you explain us some more about how it's been for Ferrari?
I mean, the first test of the year, I mean, there's always a huge amount of tests we're trying to fit in. You know, all the reliability side of things we need to do, all the, you know, checking the aerodynamic configuration is what we're expecting from the wind tunnel, and then trying to understand if there are any problems. So, you know, it's always busy, but then I think these days with, you know, just 3 tests and 12 days of testing before the first race, you know, I think every single day is going to be busy.
Did the F138 match your expectations in these first 4 days?
I think most of it is as we were expecting. There are some little details we need to work on. That there's more updates coming through for the second test, and then an even bigger update package coming through for the last test. So we're similar to where we're expecting in terms of performance, and we just got to, you know, keep developing the car as quickly as we can.
Any big issue, reliability?
There were a few problems that we had. I suppose the most obvious, was the gearbox failure we had on the last day of the test, which it's all understood, and it's just one of those things we should be better and avoid the problems that we had. But you know, I think it's not a concern as such. We understand it and we can contain it. I think, you know, the guys, the mechanics there, did a great job getting the car turned around so Pedro could run in the afternoon. You know, other than that, I mean, there's always little teething problems. You know, I think most of which are under control. You know, the 2 biggest ones, we again got fixes planned, and we should be running those the first day in Barcelona next week.
Now we go to Barcelona for the second session. Any significant change on the car? What would be the main target?
I mean, I think we did a lot of the testing we were doing in Jerez was mainly trying to understand and confirm the aero configuration of the car. In Barcelona, we've got a few more updates coming through which we need to be working on. Some will be obvious because you'll see them, others you won't. It'll sort of be hidden out of sight. So, you know, there's a bulk of more work we need to do working on aero performance, and then obviously with the new tyres, certainly they look to be a little bit of a challenge in terms of if you like, the long run, the degradation of the tyres. So I think we need to be working on, you know, single lap performance and trying to understand how to improve the degradation as much as we can.
Looking outside our garage, did you see any big surprise, both in terms of technical solution and performance?
I think, you know, in terms of, you know, most people's cars, I suppose, are sort of logical developments of where we were, or where most people were last year. I think it'll be interesting to see how many more teams start running the passive DRS systems that sort of various people have been running last year. I think Mercedes were the only one testing it that I saw. Yeah, the absolute performance of people's cars is very, very hard to judge in winter testing, to be honest, because, you know, you've got, you know, I think we had 3 different compounds available with a large spread in lap time. You know, fuel loads can vary massively, whether people are using DRS or not, or using DRS all round a lap. It's quite easy to do, you know, quick lap times that are sort of relatively meaningless. So, I mean, to actually try and piece out of exactly where we are performance-wise to everyone else, it is very difficult to do.
How much important was Pedro's day of testing for his future work on a simulator?
I mean, it's good to get Pedro in the car and to sort of understand, you know, what the driving characteristic of a Ferrari is you know, reasonably different to other cars, and the same with all the controls and the way we set the car up. So it's good for him to get experience of that at the track. Yeah, I think it was, you know, quite a surprise for him comparing what he was driving last week to what he'd been driving sort of the last year or 2 before. So, you know, for us it's good to have him know exactly what the current car's like, because then that helps us develop that car in the simulator, but also then develop the simulator so it actually feels and that it's more representative. So, you know, I think it was, you know, very important to get him in and and learn what the car's like. So hopefully we will develop quicker now because of that.